So I am not your traditional speaker, but I feel like I'm be at home because I'm here with a bunch of artists. So I'm gonna come down, okay? Uh, um, First of all, thank you. Oh no, go back, bro. Thank you, brother Charles, for holding it down because my PowerPoint didn't come, but he took care of it though. We're gonna take it there. Let's just keep it at the Jamiel Alexander one, just for now. I want to kind of reintroduce myself, Jamiel L. Alexander, right? But on the flip side, I've kind of evolved to JLA. Thank you, brother Charles. To JLA when I kind of met my wife, my lady at the time. She actually, used to tell me, she used to, te quiero mucho siempre, te quiero mucho siempre. Maybe what's siempre? We were just dating, and she said, always, always and forever. Like I'll always love you. I'll always love you. So we actually kind of evolved. We had this code between us. We just said JLA, and we began to brand ourselves as Jamiel and Liz always. And even when we were creeping for a little bit, because the me being black and proud and her being Boricua, some of the cultures clashed a little bit. So we used to kind of tell each other 831. 831, hashtag. We would text each other, hashtag 831. 8 letters, 3 words, 1 minute. What is it? I love you. 8 letters, 3 words, 1 minute. So then as we kind of started building our relationship, we had our little, things that kind of carried us through. But so thank you. I have to bring her here and my 2 children, because to see me is to see them. She's actually my stylist, make sure I look good before I go out. So it's love. So I want to ask you a question. I need 2 answers. So I'm very engaging. Like, I'm not even going to apologize for myself. Sister Wendy said, Jamiel, just be you, so it is what it is. When did you fall in love with hip-hop? Some of you may not know what hip-hop is. When did you fall in love with the arts? It's crazy because the brother was talking about that yesterday, but I'm not even going to dive deep in that. So think about it. When did you fall in love with the arts? Can I get 2 people? Give me like a minute real quick. Thank you, sis.
Hello, I'm Donnie, and I'm from Chicago. And I fell in love with hip hop when I saw the film Poetic Justice. Interestingly enough, that was the film that also introduced me to Maya Angelou, and kind of led me on a pathway I became an English teacher, taught in Chicago public schools for 12 years, but just seeing Poetic Justice made me fall in love with hip hop.
Okay, one heartbeat. Yes, this is a new crowd. Let me take it. Give me your name again, sis. Sister Donnie, appreciate that. So look, one heartbeat. I believe in appreciation. Like I've been through so much hell in my life that you gotta show love, right? So if I take it there with you, so one heartbeat, clap, clap, boom, boom, clap, boom, boom. So if I say one heartbeat, that's how I show love. That's how I show appreciation. That's how we show love. So one heartbeat, one heartbeat. Thank you, sister. Let me get one more person real quick, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. My name is Britton. Hello, everyone. I am from Deep East Oakland. I got to make sure I not only say Oakland, but Deep East Oakland. The first time I fell in love with hip-hop was when I heard my first Nas song. And the reason why I fell in love with it was just how vividly he was able to bring in the struggle that melanated people feel, but most importantly, the love. And he was able to balance that out with words, but have it be attached with imagery. And so, yeah. And if you guys don't know Nas, he's an artist, he's a rapper, so yeah. Amazing rapper at that.
One heartbeat. One heartbeat. Thank you, sis. So let's thank you, brother Charles. We're ready, right? You did give me a clicker, but he was on it. Help me out because he helped me this morning. So long story short, like I went through a lot. Long story short, at first I was kind of figuring out when do I stick to the slides? Thank you, brother Charles. Do I stick to the slides? Do I stick to the script? I'm the type box. So everybody was kind of going through this. I didn't want to put myself in a box. But peep this, y'all. When I was younger, man, I've always loved music. I've always loved music. Like, it uplifted me. I couldn't live without my radio. I couldn't live without it. We on the stoop, Philadelphia. You see my sister in the background just chilling, man. Like, that was a good moment in life. That was before the divorce. That was before the juvenile justice system. Just young and just ready to dance and just play the drums, right? So from there, like, so I want to say this is about second grade. By the time I hit third grade, I actually went to Heston Elementary School. Right, and from there, I got introduced to the Congos, the sister that opened it up, like, oh my Lord, I think I was supposed to be here at this time. You know, I kind of expressed myself. We was going through a divorce. This is the first time, like, I really started missing my father. I started missing him, like, okay, he was working long hours. This is when I started really finding out what was going on. But, you know, the music teacher herself, let me see I know, oh Lord have mercy. So, the laser, there she go, Miss Avis, Miss Heston, still in my life. Miss Avis, she's from Heston. She's actually still in my life to this day. You know, it's just kind of, you know, Jamiel, you got something good. Keep going, this and that. So by the time I got to middle school, the divorce was ugly. Divorce really started occurring from 7th through 10th grade, and we all know how crucial that time is when it comes to black young boys in America. 7th through the 10th, it was ugly. I was back and forth. It is what it is. But at the same time, me playing the bongos, my music teacher was like, "Yo, Jamiel, you always tapping on the refrigerator. You tapping on the table. Whenever you always tapping." So you're like, you know what? If you graduate, I'll let you play drums at the graduation. So they gave me inspiration. It gave me inspiration. So you already know, it was good. I want to kind of bring my mom to the room, who passed away. I love you, Mom. Te quiero mucho. In August through lupus, right? She was like, "Jamiel, why you always acting like you tough?" And I was at a rough stage, so I didn't want to smile. I was mean mugging was everything back during this day. I didn't want to smile, but it was a good moment. So you see me trying to hold that smile back, right? I'm fighting it. She like, "Smile, boy," right? So it was a little bit of ugly. By the time I went to 9th grade, though, you know, I got accepted. I did a little bit of track. I wasn't never fast, so I did the long distance. Long distance wasn't good, so I actually started like, yo, I can't do this. I call them the great equalizers, the arts, sports, and the bottom line, love, right? So sports, really, I didn't gravitate. So long story short, I got to Benjamin Franklin High School. I actually talked about this before, and I don't want to kind of dive too deep. But this was something I didn't even realize that I just moved April 8th, ladies and gentlemen. Like, just me and my wife just bought our first home. So, looking through some pictures, I realized I actually was on stage crew in 9th grade in Benjamin Franklin, North Philly High School, being from West Philly, and I actually fought my way for seniority. Because if you was from West and you was from North, them gangs, I don't even call them gangs, those cliques didn't agree. So when I was in Benjamin Franklin, I fought. The crazy thing is, I was so nice with the hands, I was dangerous because during a divorce, I was abused. Like, I'm talking about literally, I'm going to be open because, like, when it's all said and done, I feel like you all, my brothers and my sisters, Sister Wendy, when I had my PowerPoints and I was talking to her, she said, "Jamiel, this crowd don't know you, so I'm going to open up a little bit so y'all understand why I do this," right? A form of discipline. I used to get stunned with stun guns, ladies and gentlemen. I used to get beat with 2x4s if I didn't do something right. So when I was in the street, I didn't mind getting knocked out and fighting. That was just who I am and what I became. But at the same time, when I went to Benjamin Franklin, North Philly, let's keep the context. The school is in North Philly. I'm from West. So I had to fight. Oh, you this. Because you got to realize that North Philly, they known for just the rugged, tough. And I'm West Philly. I'm trying to be pretty. I was always a mama's boy. Mom kept me fresh, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I fought. But I volunteered and did this fashion show. This fashion show, I was just stage crew. And this is nothing but divine intervention. I'm a faith believer, man. Thank God. This lane right here was back in the day when, y'all remember the gangster lane? I know we talking to millennials. I'm still millennials, but that was the gangster lane, and I suggested that. Like, the ladies came up, and they did their turn, and they just stood there. I said, yo, we should do something. And I'm just stage crew, just keep them busy. They put that gangster lane. So by then, Benjamin Franklin, it is what it is. It was still, the arts was like subliminally in my mind, but I didn't realize it. And so it was almost like, fashion, whatever. Thank you to my stylist. It is what it is. So from there, I got transferred to Overbrook, West Philly, home of Wilt Chamberlain, home of Will Smith, home of Jamiel Alexander, right? Went to Overbrook. When it's all said and done, it was a crazy transition because I was so used to this now. I was from North Philly, but I was living out west. And so west was home for me. So the thing about it, you see the mean bug, I'm ready for war. Remember, I didn't like to smile, so by the time the streets embraced me, it is what it is. I ain't had no reason to smile. This is why I'm uniform every day, a Dickie. Summertime, I might have some Timbs and some boxers on and a tank top, and I'll take it off just to be on my Tupac. But this was my uniform. This right here is Sister Kim, and I want to kind of show this because when it's all said and done, I was a wannabe graffiti artist. That was my name right there, $500,000. I was the one, so I appreciate this inner artist kind of awakening, but it's like this stuff was in my mind, and I didn't even realize it. So long story short, Bean, $500,000, Mar Money, Rafiq, this was our little tagging crew. I was never nice with the hand when it came to tagging. So I was just, I was the dude, I kind of brought the beatboxing. When they started having ciphers, we chilling, I was the beatboxing hitting the table. So right now, I'm not in middle school and elementary, so there's no arts program. There's no arts program in high school. There's no venue for me to kind of let this out. So with the money, power, and spec coming through, the streets. And I love them till this day, right? I apologize. I should have edited that, but it is what it is, right? And it kind of shares where I was. You see the ladies in the crew. I've always been a respective lady. Like I said, I was raised by two strong, beautiful black women. And when my dad relapsed, my stepmom, my other mother raised me, right? So long story short, out of the 1, 2, 3, so I counted them, out of the 7 people that's up here, it's a couple repeats. Out of the 7 people that are up here, 4 of them is already gone, where they dead in jail. So this is high school. I just want to kind of share this with y'all because this is the life I live. And thank you for letting me dig deeper because I always talk about the youth build aspect. I'm going to get to that. But imagine if I was that young artist, having the discipline in the arts. Imagine. Where would I be? But everything's for a reason. I'm not going to have any regrets, right? So from there, it is what it is. And I want to kind of pause for a second because when it's all said and done, the more I serve, so I got introduced. I'm going forward, and I want to put a blank slide, but this was an old one. So long story short, when I was in high school, I went to a deep, dark place. Y'all see the brother with the 2 fingers up? That was my attitude. And it's crazy because I started feeling sad because at one point I started saying, it was a JBM, Junior Black Mafia, Biggie Small. There was a saying, Little Kim. It was F, female dogs get money. And I actually started realizing I was getting deeper and deeper and deeper, not realizing, and I was a mama's boy. How am I defiling our women? And I started feeling like that. I started realizing it. But at the same time, the streets, with that, the money came. I always wanted to look nice, and I wanted to dress myself. I was tired of the hand-me-downs. So I started hustling. I got introduced to the game, and I did good. No lie. But I got caught up with my first offense. They sent me to juvie time, did a little time. I didn't snitch, so the hood loved me more. Let's fast forward a little bit. The hood embraced me a little bit more. Yo, you can keep your mouth shut when you're under pressure. Like, let me give you a gun. It just came easy. Everything back to back. Boom, 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 boom. Everything back to back. Like, it was nothing but love. Fell into a pit hole when it's all said and done. Went up against the judge. Judge said, look, you're either going to do some more time or you can do community service. That's a no-brainer. I do community service, but understand what the community service was. Cleaning, sweeping, whatever the case may be. Whatever they told me to do, that's what I did. I said, all right. But I had this big brother of mine, right? His name was Ernie Saunders. They call him Professor Ernie Saunders. People call him mentors now, but this was a big brother. Anything about our community, we give, even a sister yesterday, it was a big brother. I grew up with my dad, but he was a little younger, so he kind of catered to me a little bit, knew that I played the drums. So he would come to the block, like, yo, Mill, take this ride with me real quick. I need you to play the drums. Next thing you know, I'm in church. Like, what? Oh, cuz. He's singing, doing the sermonic solo. I'm just playing the drums, like, okay. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll pay you. It's all right. So he started giving me money, different things like that. But peep this, though. And as I started realizing more about myself doing this community service, I started equating it to the drums. And this is where I kind of get it an awakening in NAMAC when it comes to social justice, right? Peep this. Pearl, that's the base, right? What's your drive? What's your force? What's your purpose? Before I even go there, real quick. Y'all ready? I need your hands. Simon Says, call and response. It's about the culture. It's about my community I was raised in, right? So whatever I do, you all do. You all are old heads. You all remember, right? So it's called Simon Says with our hands. Wait, I gotta do it first. One more time. All right, I mean, almost. So feel it. So when it came to the drums, you know, service became my driving force. You play the drums, you got that bass just going hard. When it came to the snare, I just wanted the people, treat people how they treated me. So you got the 1, 2, I just wanted to, like, I was tired of going through hell. Like, I just wanted to do peace and love. It is what it is. So I kept serving, just treat people how they wanted to treat me, right? So for every crash and for every ride when it comes to playing the drums, you know, you got your ride that's holding it. That consistency, that's what Youth Build became to me in a way where, like, it gave me that freedom to serve the community. Civic engagement, the things that I was not. I'm sorry. My bad. So with the ride, you know, we was riding it out. Youth Build became that. So, you know, I'm still serving, playing, and it became like an orchestrated movement within myself. So for every time that's on that Pearl set right there, it gives its own distinct sound, its own distinct, whether it be juvenile, oh Lord have mercy, whether it be juvenile justice, whether it be race and equality, whether it be disenfranchised. Yo, when it's all said and done, every situation, every issue, I had to figure out how can I use that as a tool to kind of do social change, right? So I started equating the drums to how I serve the community, because when it's all said and done, you know, I appreciate him taking me to the church. I love you, Brother Ernie, but it was more work to do. I had left from Philadelphia to York, PA. York, PA was a place I did not know anything of, and I was forced to do my community service there. I was homeless. Brother Ernie died. This guy that I looked up to and used arts as a way to communicate and teach me died. I was by myself. Long story short, started doing the service, Youth Build AmeriCorps. Let's fast forward a little bit. Served there 10 years, graduated 10 years, and I was fired in 2013. Fired. The place that I've come to love, the place that I've come to love, the place that gave me sense of purpose. The community, the culture that I'm talking about. Listen, y'all don't realize, like, as a young black man coming from Philadelphia, York, nobody gave me no love. So I just wanted to coming from Philadelphia, York was a small town. I just stayed focused. I created the term CA all day. I was there from 8 to 3 with the charter school, and then from 3 to 9 with the after school program, keeping myself busy because I was tired of the streets. I was ready to move on. I was tired of the streets. So from there, I got hurt. I slipped into a slight depression for a little bit. My son and my daughter, that's why I'm glad I'm bringing them to the room. Lo, you always been doing this and telling us about education. Won't you go back to school? Because I was in and out for a while. Went back to school. Long story short, I just graduated April 29th, so it is what it is, right? Right? So, right? Oh, Lord, we going to get there, right? So from there, when I got laid off, started doing a little consulting work here and there, got introduced to, you know, Department of Labor, Aspen Institute, you know, Jamiel talk about direct service. I was listening to terms I never know of. Direct service, as much as it seems simple to us, like, what you mean direct service? What you mean? So the things that I went through, I had to be intentional as far as like writing it down and really processing it. So Aspen Institute took me to that level, but I had to challenge them. Thank you, Jay. I had to challenge them in a way where how do we stay rooted and grounded? These high-level conversations is good, but I'm a soldier. I come from the block. Put me where the young people are. So it is what it is. Doing some consultancy, long story short, finished with the intern fellowship. It is what it is, but then by 2014, here we go. I met these people. I was officially part of the lab. I was officially part of the lab. Sister Winnie told you how we met in Oxford. I was officially part of the lab in a way where, like I just said, I was always in the field. I was always in the field. I was always on the block. I don't mind being. But when it's all said and done, I started thinking, and I remember walking across the bridge, looking at the one Native American, and it's like a pool right there at Sundance. And when you come across and you walking in that path, my lab leaders, do y'all remember that? And it's like a brother. Thank you, Sister Alfu. Somebody give me some help, right? So I actually had this thing like, why wasn't I doing this since day one? Using the arts, how people was just subliminally helping me out because I didn't have the discipline. I told you discipline was torture to me growing up. I didn't have the discipline in the arts. And I went through this reflective phase, whatever the case may be, and it's crazy because the first time I actually showed this picture in public, I was awakened. Like, you see what I'm saying? It was like, yo, Jamiel, you are the artistic flow. You are the artistic flow. So this, man. So the first time I digged in my files and grabbed this, I showed this to the lab like, yo, I think I was born to do this. No, now I'm born. I was born to do this. I was born. I came out with the fist in the hand in the air. Stay humble, stay focused, and like when it's all said and done, that experience, being in those mountains, and I remember even talking to my mom. She was on her deathbed. That's when she was in lupus for 55 days, and she passed that August. And just talking to her about Sundance and my experience, and she was putting me on to Robert DeVoe, like, do you know where you are, son? Do you know what Sundance is? Like, I'm like, Dad, Mom, I'm just here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So long story short, I just want to kind of encourage y'all because some of the things that some of the people was doing, you all are doing phenomenal work, but I want the arts to be the drive. Let it be the drive, the 808, that underlying current theme when we're engaging with young people. I'm actually crossing over to this big brother moment. I'm an ally now, but I have a son and a daughter. So I might not be as active because my son just starting college and my baby girl is 12 and she's actually the artist. So everything that I wish I couldn't do, I'm going to just kind of have it on the table for her. But let the young people, and even with my daughter, I challenge myself, let her set the table. Let them set the table. We always talk about engaging young people. Stop having stuff already done and you just want them to do that. I represent 5.5 disenfranchised, at-risk / opportunity youth. Whether you call them we're disenfranchised, some people call them at risk, some people call them disconnected, but we've coined the term, we're opportunity youth. Opportunity youth meaning that we need an opportunity out of poverty, but we're giving America that opportunity. So, I'm going to kind of close it here and there, and I missed some stuff, me being born in June, Black Music Month, Pearl Jam, Pearl is my, so I missed a lot of stuff, but I wanted to end with this, but I had to put that script down, so thank you, appreciate it. So, I wanted to end with this, but it's not shown, but this is a musically, so this is my daughter teaching me how to dance and how she inspires me to this day. When it came to NAMAC, it was like, you know what, if I can talk to my son about sports, one of the great equalizers as far as even, who's doing what, and my daughters can teach me about the art. So that's what I took home when I left that leadership lab. That's what I went home as far as okay, there's no school district, we're starting to get some money through the My Brother's Keeper to make sure we have an arts program for the after school. So they challenged me, so I took that back home. So this is her just kind of encouraging me, dancing with me. When it's all said and done, I love the whole body movement, and I just want to say thank you. I want to kind of close with this because I was writing this down as soon as you was talking. Sister Melinda, thank you, Sister Melinda. Right. This is the last thing, Sister Wendy, and I'm closing. I probably can remember. I just wrote it down. It was, because the title was more so like, give me a beat. So peep this. Give me community. Give me culture. Give me education. Give me service. Give me the arts. Give me inspiration. So thank you all so much, and I love you.